Hey comic book fans, today we're talking about a Dark Horse Comics title called Only the Savage Are Left. And when I first saw this cover and saw the title, it was in a recommendations video, and it looked very cool from the cover. So I held this off until, it was time. And the story really doesn't take long to get into, what has happened to the world. This is a post-apocalyptic story, the genre of it. And we are introduced to these characters, to this couple that I will think that we will be with through this entire series. But what happens is that there was this virus that broke out, and they're not even sure if the origin of it is virus, but it spreads like one. And the origin of it is unknown just because of the very fact of, they had no time. Humanity had zero time to really locate it, to actually study it, to prevent it from breaking out in the first place. It was just one day it was there and it spread rapidly. And these people are absolute savages. Goes with the title of the story. They it's not just like zombies, right? No, it's like much more than that. Not only do you actually transform into something, you're ripping these people apart limb by limb, just out of pure hatred, nearly almost. And as the story is, being told here, some people are infected, but they're not turning or having any actual issues. It's very minor. And then you have others which are becoming sick, but they're actually turning into savages. One thing I do not like about this story, at least something that maybe it's just a personal criticism or whatever, is that in the couple, the man in this relationship seems like the punk. And what do I mean by that? It's how things operate and how things take place, and the characteristics of the parts that they play in this situation. And it's probably because how the story itself is written. But as we see in the story, the girl is more, I would say, of the masculine traits, and he's just more of the mellow trait. And in a time like this, in this concept, I just don't see that being the case. Not only do I not see that being the case, I hate reading stories where it does not have a strong male lead character, right? Especially if we're talking about post-apocalyptic, where you need to be, locked in the entire time, and you're not. I cannot stand that. But back to the story, we are now, a few weeks or a few months into this, apocalypse, and there's these people running from these, savages, and they're running to get help. And it's a woman and her father, and they aren't infected, right? And they're being checked so they could be able to be brought in to this place where humanity is trying to regrow itself, is trying to bring itself back from the brink of extinction. And it's where they run back into each other. This boyfriend and girlfriend, they run back into each other. And then we are given a very brief summary on how they met each other, and how they became lovers, and became a couple. And it started in school. And one thing I will say, another criticism is that the writing, the particular dialogue between the couple is not that great in my opinion. There's a few things that I would change to make it sound more, fluid and genuine between them. The other dialogue of him telling the story, on the other hand, I don't have a problem with. But as they're rebuilding, he's bringing her in here and he's telling her what these people are doing. She has the nerve to like go off on him and pretty much saying, you're hiding out in here and you're doing this and knitting sweaters while everybody out there is struggling to survive. And this is a very, just like in story, right? It's a very stupid thing. Like, she's a very slow woman. And why would I say that? Because he's using his time to try to help rebuild humanity, right? He's not just sitting somewhere. Humanity's trying to come back from the brink of extinction. So it's not like he's just doing nothing, right? It's not like he's just hiding and she's doing the hunting and etc. But that's how it is taken, and that's how like it's presented. And we even are brought here where it's from the woman's side, where he's breaking down and she's telling him it's gonna be okay and stuff like that. And it's so ass backwards, from who is comforting who in this situation. Like that particular panel before this one, I looked at that and I said, like, what the heck is going on here? It's so ass backwards. It should be the other way around. And again, a story without a strong male character I find very hard to read. But the concept itself in the story and what is going on in The Infected is interesting enough to keep me, intrigued in the story. And hopefully this changes over time. And he finally goes out there to try to find his girl and to try to, he's roaming and he's fighting off one of these savages. And he actually gets nicked a few times, but he is saved by somebody. And that somebody is the father that his girl came with in the first place. And so somehow they got split up. But then the father shows him his monsteristic, his savage arm. And he's somehow successfully been able to control the infection and become one of the savages. And this right here gives me the vibe of Prototype, the video game, or Infamous. And that's all I have for this video. Thank you guys for watching this video. Like, share, and subscribe for more. And thank you for watching.